Uh-oh. It's go time again.
Number 10.
When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not.
Deca.
When you're on the pot, give it all you
Decalicious,
got.
baby!
On your on, you're on. Give it all you got. It stings when I pee. It burns when I poop. When I push real hard, things don't go that well.
It stings when I record 10 episodes.
Happy 10 episodes, everyone.
Decasode.
Happy Decasode. That's a good term for it.
Right in the decasode.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so tonight, Alex is not here, but we have my good friend Seth. He came in all the way from Champaign just to take some photos for us. Very nice of him.
Adult in nature.
I was happy to oblige.
Yeah.
Oh, you're that kind of guy, huh?
Why, yes.
Here's a question. What's your last name? Because I don't have any idea.
Carpenter.
Carpenter.
Kind of like Alex is a bricker and he's a carpenter.
That's probably how it came about. Yep.
You just blew my mind. I'm going into a tailspin over here.
Are either of you?
Oh, yeah. Tailspin.
Oh, jeez.
You guys know David Sedaris?
Sounds familiar.
He's a writer.
Oh, yeah, I do know who he is.
Yeah. Got to see him live up at the Virginia. And then he did a meet and greet afterwards. And so he was talking to us and asked me what my last name was. And as soon as he heard Carpenter, he started drawing bloody nails. He's like, Jesus was a carpenter.
That's funny.
And that's David Sedaris.
Yeah, wasn't he the one that did, I think I saw him on, The Tonight Show or something. He read something he had written about the trucker's buddy or something, and it was a piping hot bag of pee that he had strapped to his leg for a whole, game or something.
That sounds like something he'd write, yeah.
Interesting. You know what? Hang on.
Well, Brad just pooped his pants.
Ooh, getting some mood lighting.
Mood. Time to set the mood.
I've been really trying, baby. Just got to dim the lights down low.
I've been really trying.
Oh, the tone of your voice. So gravelly.
Okay, so what we're going to do is...
You're getting initiated. Buckle up.
I'm already nice and warm, so this is going to be great.
Oh, this is... I bought this because anyone that's listened to us up to now will know that this is the portobello jerky made from the portobello mushroom.
Oh.
How long
Wait,
ago was that purchased?
Are they spicy?
There are teriyaki, or roasted garlic.
Oh, okay.
See if you like it.
It actually smells all right.
It'd be good on meat.
Oh, so so the jerky is the mushroom.
Yep.
The mushroom is the jerky. Okay. Huh.
And the verdict?
Well, not the worst thing I've eaten.
That's what it should say on the bag.
That's good advertising there.
It's surprisingly not horrible. I mean, I guess if I was vegan or vegetarian, this would be a good alternative.
Yeah, nobody seems to really have a huge complaint with the flavor of it. It's the texture that becomes problematic.
Yeah, if you're a texture person, it may not be your thing.
I thought this was going to be super spicy. That's why I was a little nervous, but yeah.
And then we're going to grind it up and make you an ice cream later.
Ooh. Have you filled him in on the whole food?
I'll let you fill him in on this one.
Oh, goodness. Okay. At some point, this is a goal. This is what we're striving for in the future.
Oh, and I officially got Kylie in on this one. So
there we go.
He's 100% down.
Okay. We're planning on taking ordinary foods, whatever they may be.
Oh, no.
And taking a key ingredient and switching it out with something that does not go at all.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to attempt to guess these things. The example, just to really make it hit home, the example that we came up with was wasabi cinnamon rolls.
Huh.
Whereas, you put the butter and sugar and cinnamon in the middle. Mm-hmm. We're just putting wasabi.
I could see it working if it was like a savory roll.
Oh, no, it'll be sweet.
Wrong. It will not work. I promise. It's not supposed to work.
Oh,
You'll end up creating like the next big food craze accidentally.
that would be
Like
awesome.
wasabi donuts.
Yeah, people go, these are fantastic. Oh, dude, you're going to go to Seattle and they're going to be everywhere.
Oh, wasabi donuts.
Wait, when you going there? Or
I'm going to Seattle August 5th is when I'm flying out there.
nice.
August, I believe it's 6, 7, and 8, going for a hike in the mountains. Got a buddy that used to live around here and moved out there, and once a year they always do a summer hike up in the mountains. And I was a total hiking amateur last year and just said, you know what, I'm going to do it. So I booked a plane ticket, went out there and did it. And about 2 hours into it, I just thought, I've made an enormous mistake. I don't think my body can physically handle this. But then I toughed it out, and it was one of the highlights of my year for sure. And he said, we do it every year. Come back.
It
Nice.
seems like it'd be a good time. I wanted to go this year, but I think the funds aren't there this year.
Well, guess what? It'll happen again next year.
Yep. So next year the plan is to go.
There you go. I got my buddy Isaac going with me this time, so
Nice.
that ought to be fun.
Is this his first one then?
First one out there. I think he's done smaller hikes, semi-local in the Midwest. But
Yeah, there's not a lot around here other than like Shawnee.
Yeah, I have nothing. If I have even like a 1 foot hill.
you huffing and puffing?
Hey,
No, but I'm excited.
like, woo, here it comes. Here it comes. Then you get up and you're like, oh.
Now, what's the one up in the northern part of the state? There's another
Like Starved Rock or something?
Starved Rock. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I've been up there a few times. It's nice.
There's not too far from Charleston. There's Fox Ridge.
Yeah.
They've got some good hills out there. Some
What's
good hiking.
I never even heard of that one.
Yep, that's a
It's
Charleston
a
one.
State park. Is it state park or is it just a?
I think it's state.
Okay.
It's where the glacier stopped.
Yeah.
Allegedly. It's all a hoax.
Glacier Gate.
Buckle up.
Oh gosh, but you've done the canoe trips. We've done the canoe trips with the Christners.
Yeah. It's been a few years since they've had one, hasn't it?
They didn't have one last year. I think they had one the year before, but there was a lot of youngins.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, it's
Well,
a
and then-
different vibe when there's kids tagging
Yeah.
along.
No, not those kind of youngins. Like we'll drink some beers while we're on the river and stuff. But
Is it like teenagers?
yeah, they were bringing like 18-year-olds, and we're all in our 30s. It was weird. It was just weird.
Yeah. Well, people that age,
I'm not buying
I just can't
19-year-old
relate to them.
Well, I'm not buying a 19-year-old a beer.
Well, yeah.
You're like, oh, pass me a beer. It's like, no.
Well, aside from that, you're just hanging out and you're chatting with your friends, and you start chatting with somebody that's 18 when you're in your mid-30s. You get 30 seconds into that conversation, and you just think, you suck at this.
Yeah.
You suck at talking.
Here's what they do. Even when they're on the river, like once they get off the river, as soon as you park the boat, this is what they do.
Stare at the phone.
They get service out there?
Oh, gosh, that was a funny part. One of them didn't get service. And like he's sitting there, he's like, come on, I can't get service. We're like, just come to the campfire and sit. I mean, you're
Yeah.
camping. He's like, no, I gotta get this done. He's, come on.
If I don't post a selfie, I'll die.
Yeah. So then
I was never really here if I don't get photo evidence.
Kids, street youths.
Yeah. I was going to say I proceeded to mercilessly harass him for the rest of the trip, but
Well, as you should. Well done.
Well, the last time I tried to go on the canoe trip, we were going to go up to Wisconsin.
yes, I remember that.
And so,
I'm really glad we didn't go on that one, though.
well, I got up there, like a day early because I wanted to
Right.
do some other, I think I was going to one of the Frank Lloyd Wright houses. And,
Oh, yeah, I used to be an architect.
yeah.
I used to go to school
Yeah.
for architect.
Yeah.
Architect.
Did you go to school for architect?
I architect.
Architect.
I make house.
House. I architect.
Yeah, so then we were already up there, and then the river level was too high, and they ended up going to Missouri instead, practically Arkansas. So
Yeah.
we were a little too far away to join for that one.
Yeah, and like I think I was the one that started the planning around that river because they were going to go back to the 11 point again, and I was like, let's do something different.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that one, and it was cool. Like it had the place that rented the canoes. Like their website was hilarious. Like these people definitely had a sense of humor. They seemed like cool folks. They had nice canoes and stuff. And I was like, we should do this place. And then I started researching into it after they decided to go. And like you're not supposed to eat the fish from that river because there's too much mercury.
Oh.
And then like you're not allowed to camp on the banks. You have to camp on the islands in the middle, like the sandbars. But the river can change like a foot overnight.
So you wake up floating?
Yeah, and I was like, well, this is a poor choice. Then they were like, oh, we're not going to go. I'm like, oh, thank God.
You can't camp on the banks?
No, because it's all private land. It's trespassing.
Oh, I see. Are there strict rules about restrooming out there?
Oh, I would have totally flopped a log right on that guy's property, but
There you go.
or just let her float down the river. Remember the time Weathers did that?
That's right.
Who?
Oh, it was a girl we had on our trip.
Did you call her Leathers?
That's her last name.
Oh, I thought it was
She was
a
like,
nickname given to her because of this story.
no, she had to go to the bathroom. She's like, I gotta go number 2. And we're like, all right. And all of a sudden we just see bloop, and it just floats down the river. And we're like, what'd you just do? We're all sitting in the water next to her.
I'm starting to feel a little discomfort here. Hang on. Is that what you heard before you saw it floating?
No, there was no noise.
The flute music and all.
Yeah.
Boy, it's so serene out here.
Where's that flute coming from? Oh, no.
She's playing the toot flute.
Yeah.
I think we stayed upstream of her after that.
Yeah, I was like, we don't trust you no more.
Yeah, you can go ahead. We'll follow behind. We'll send some torpedoes your way just to get even.
Bombs away. Those are fun trips, though.
Yeah, I've thought about getting a kayak just so I can have my own to take on it. And
You know what's crazy about those places? Because I was going to buy a canoe.
do they still charge you or something?
Yeah, it's like, I forget how much it is, but it's like $10 less to bring your own canoe than it is to rent one. I'm just like, what?
$10?
Yeah. It's like $40 to get dropped off and like $40 to get picked up. Or you can pay like, if you're going for like 3 days, it's like, or 2 nights, it's like $50 a night. Or I don't know. I forget how it all worked, but it was not that much cheaper. And I'm like, well, I've got to haul this thing all the way to frickin' Missouri. And then if I break it, it's mine. It's gone.
That's a no-brainer.
Yeah. It's like, I'll take you guys'.
Huh.
I mean, yeah, I don't have any water near me, so it wouldn't really be a good investment.
You go out and try.
Good point. Didn't really think of that.
What's that? What's the? They got that big pond over there by Curtis Road, out in that subdivision next to the
Like a
interstate.
retaining pond.
I wondered if that's what you were talking about.
There is a park in the middle of town that has, like, they call it a lake, but it's a glorified pond, and you can take like paddle boats out onto it. I don't know if they let you take your own.
What about that river that goes right down Green Street?
Oh, Boneyard Creek. Probably not big enough.
Kayak down it, brother.
Get into those rapids.
I'm on body surf it.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Well, there was just they're doing a bunch of construction over there, and they hit an underwater or an underground tank that wasn't like in the Julie,
Yeah.
dig book or whatever it is that they consult. So this mystery liquid started flowing out of it. And it went into the Boneyard Creek.
Oh no.
So they had a little bit of a cleanup there.
And all of a sudden, the drinking water tastes different in town.
Everyone was glowing.
Oh. That's bad. Man, mystery tanks underground.
Mystery Science Tank underground.
Oh, man. But when you guys are out camping, canoeing, anything like that, you told the story of Leathers dropping product in the water and just floating a torpedo up towards you. What did the rest of you guys do? What do you do in the outdoor poop situation?
Well, that one, they have like these pit toilets at the campsites because they have like established campsites along the river.
So you stop every once in a while along the river?
Like that first spring with the big mill, that one has like a real, like, I guess, real camp pit toilet, like with the little house and everything. The rest of them, it's like dog-eared fence that just makes like a 3-sided deal with like a box with a hole in it that goes straight down.
Ha!
I don't remember any of this.
And you got to drop product down this mystery hole.
I don't know. Maybe
I don't think
I
you ever
held it
pooped
until the
on there.
last day.
Yeah, Seth doesn't poop on vacation.
I refuse.
Only in the home toilet. It's a long week.
And when you get back, it's a 48-incher. It's like a cane that snaps in half.
I keep the death grip on that thing till I get home, even if it's a week.
Well, granted, that is kind of an outdoor experience, pooping into a random hole surrounded by a fence.
Oh, yeah.
But do you have any outdoor defecation experience? Is this something you've experienced in your life?
When Alex and I went on the hike we did over in Garden of the Gods, I dug a cat hole and took a dump.
Did you reverse 3-point stance?
Pretty much.
One of these? Read it. Down like this?
No, it was more like...
Oh, you just frog hopped it.
Yep.
Dropped a little plopper out.
It's almost like a Slav squat.
From now on, I'm calling that a slop squat.
Slop?
Yeah. No, we had that one was fun because when I dug the cat hole, I found that I was digging into an anthill.
Well, at least you found out before the fact, right?
Oh, I went ahead and dropped it right on their, right on their home.
There's a meteor coming, boys.
It was definitely meaty.
Whoa.
And then there was the time, one of the canoe trips, I had to take a dump because one of the campsites we stayed at didn't have the established potty area. And that one, I dug a cat hole and then totally missed it.
So did you have to scrape it over with a stick?
I think I just left it.
Next person that comes along is going to see, like, what does this mean?
Yeah.
I just left it and I drew arrows in the dirt pointing directly to it.
There's bears.
Oh, yeah. I've had to do that when I'm out, like, driving tractors and stuff like that. And because I have such gigantic tires on these things, I just pull a wall sit on that, where I'm just back against the wall. It's like that.
Here's one
Not
for
bad
you.
at all.
Here's one for you. You ever dropped one on the tire so you can see it get smashed?
This is going to be gross, but I've had a less than solid bowel movement where there's been some paintwork on the side.
I was like an aerosol can with a hole in it.
Yeah. I was like, well, I've got this colon cleanse right here, and I'm going to be in a tractor for 14 hours. What could go wrong? Uh-oh. The night of 1,000 waterfalls.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, back in my cross-country days.
Good start when we're transitioning out of this.
Well, no, it's on the same subject.
It's cross-country feces, okay?
Because you can go on runs that can be 10 miles or more with that, and inevitably you're gonna if it's over an hour you're gonna run into some issues. Yeah. So there were a couple times where I lost my teammates because I ducked into thankfully they would have like a porta potty along the side of the trail. This is up in Chicago, so they have the lakefront path, and they've got restrooms every so often. And
Well, you got them shorts. Just pull it open.
Yeah. Pull her to the side and drop your keys right there.
It's defense, man.
it's a good way to get on a list.
See some guy behind you, step on it.
Well, if you keep running, they'll never know it was you.
You got to do it when you're in
Except
the
for
crowd.
that trail down the leg.
Oh, yeah. there
Oh,
is that.
gosh. Have you ever seen the pictures of the runners that have just like straight up like just waterfalled their pants?
I push my body to the limits.
Yeah.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Like maybe you pushed it a little too far.
Yeah, that ain't all you pushed, sister.
Yeah. I won the race, but did you really?
Oh, that's bad.
I'm thinking about signing up for the marathon this year or next year, but
Do it.
all I've done is the half, and that's been a little bit. So
That's
yeah.
been a little bit.
Yeah, I need to have some kind of a race to motivate myself to train. Otherwise, I don't know.
Get you a good turkey trot under your belt, something good.
Yeah, maybe I'll start with something smaller and work my way up to the marathon.
Like a 2-block race.
Just go 5K.
Yeah,
That's what I did.
did you?
Yeah, I ran one last year and one this year. I hate running, had never ran any kind of 5K or anything like it in my life, and just decided I'm going to do it. I hate running, so I need something that gives me a sense of accomplishment when I finish it. So I did it, didn't do too bad, and then did another one. I'm not like chomping at the bit. I'm going to go to every surrounding town to do every 5K I've possibly heard of. But it was good. I felt
I want to do
a sense of pride afterwards.
I'd like to do a 0.5K.
There you go.
A half K.
Oh, yeah, 500 meters, like a lap and a little around the track. Woo!
Stitch. I got Stitch.
Do you remember what your time ended up being for the?
I think it was
16 hours.
26.
That's good for your first one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It wasn't bad. Like, I think I was second in my age group maybe, but there's not a whole lot of pride associated with my age group. Hey, you did really good for being mid-30s. I mean, most people are falling apart. You're at least half falling apart, so you ran the race.
Your knees still work, so you're good.
Exactly. And I didn't have to wear any kind of cast afterwards, so that's a win in my book.
Oh, man. I tend to limit my exercise to like outdoor, like backpacking and stuff like that.
Oh, until recently, pumping iron, brother.
Oh, yeah, I did start doing that again.
Oh, he's taking the creatine. Oh, yeah. Oh, pumping iron. You know, the cream rises to the top.
Cream right. You better believe it, brother.
Ooh,
The madness.
when the madness meets Hulkamania.
Have you ever seen that video? We may have to look that one up after the break.
I'm pretty sure I have.
With Hulk Hogan and Macho Man, they're like trying to shake hands, but it looks like repelling magnets. And they're like, oh!
They're making those noises the whole time. Oh, it's phenomenal. Those guys, they're such characters.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I could have seen that stuff back then. Like,
Kidding.
I want to go to like that WrestleMania.
Yeah, wrestling, like who would want, what kind of, I don't want to be demeaning to anybody, but what kind of person would go see wrestling now? Like, I can't even think of anybody that could name more than like 3 wrestlers that are still doing it currently.
Undertaker's still going, isn't he?
I don't know.
Let's see. There's The Miz. And
The
then
Miz, that's a reality show guy.
and there's John Cena.
John Cena's a movie star.
And that's pretty much all I know. Oh, The Rock, I think. Is The Rock still doing it? Because he came back.
Yeah, that's the thing. Anybody that was worth a crap will come back occasionally, but they're not like a part of it. Oh, we're just making an appearance because they offered us $750,000 to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would do it too.
Yeah. You want me to go into the ring and get my head beat in by somebody.
I'll go in there with a microphone, start yelling random crap, then let someone like fake throw me into a table or something.
Oh, yeah. Nothing's worth it until they bring Stone Cold Steve Austin back.
Yeah.
That guy was where it was at. Where
Stone
he's just
Cold.
like, I don't know. He's the kind of guy that would retire from wrestling and get a show on CMT.
It's funny because I guess he was a fork truck driver beforehand.
I find that totally believable. He looks like a fork truck
Yeah, he
driver.
does. Well, it's funny because I saw an interview with him. He's like, man, I could do dental surgery with a fork truck. And I was like, if he's one of those guys that's his job, those guys are crazy because it's just like, zoop, and they just pick things up. And
Except for the occasional YouTube video where they collapse an entire warehouse worth of shelves.
Oh, have you seen the German safety video for fork truck?
no.
Oh, we got to watch that. It's great.
Is it pretty good?
What does
So
one
much-
look up to?
Can I just do German fork truck safety?
Yeah, that'd probably bring it up. It's pretty
There
well
we
known,
go.
I think. But yeah, gore galore.
Gorgalore? What does that mean?
Like lots of gore. Fake.
Oh, the fake stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Like he impales a guy like in his stomach with the
With the forklift? What?
That would be brutal. If
it's
that,
basically an inept forklift driver and they're showing everything you shouldn't do.
do you know which one of these it would be?
I don't know. Oh,
Klaus? Are they all that?
Klaus, you crashed into me with the fork.
It is. It's fork truck driver Klaus, I think.
that seems right. It's been a little bit.
Let's see if this blows our eardrums out.
Might have to adjust your volume. That's 9.5 minutes long.
Yeah, we may not watch the whole thing, but
People getting injured by forklifts.
The end's probably where the biggest payoff is, as always.
I don't hear this.
is it coming through my speakers?
I think it is.
Drivers,
Okay, hold on.
Uh-oh, you made an audio mistake.
I did.
Something's kind of bad.
Well,
I can give you one of these. Oh,
doing your training.
we're fixing the audio problem, and we'll be right back after
Please
this.
stand by.
Okay,
Did you get it?
I did. I figured out the problem.
Uh-oh, you had a green line where there should have been not a green line going to a different place instead of that place.
Pretty much.
I should write instruction manuals with descriptions like that. That's a great little jingle.
Dear forklift drivers, gentlemen, during your training you have proven
Oh, it's
you can
dubbed.
control a forklift, both in theory and
Very
practice.
poorly done.
Yeah.
And therefore, I am pleased to tell you that all of you passed the examination.
You can probably skip the
And now,
intro.
I'd like to hand out your fork.
Uh-oh.
Good morning, Chad.
Good morning,
Now for
Chad.
the real work. Your first day as a forklift driver is
I don't know
about
if-
to begin.
Oh,
Oh, maybe this
What
is
does a good
okay.
forklift driver do at the beginning of every day?
he bounces on the chair.
Right.
I gotta make sure it's settled in.
The safe machine is the foundation of safe working. Are the brakes all right? What about the steering? Is it tight?
Basically, be a little kid, sit down and make sure it all goes.
Well then,
Does
you're all
everything
set.
go today?
Let's go.
Uh-oh, this lever's not making it do good. Well, he looks like he's
For
up to
everyone's
something.
safety,
He's
separate
going about
drive and walk
1.5
lanes are
miles an
built
hour.
at the building entrance and exits. But be careful. Unfortunately, there are still coworkers who do not use the prescribed walkways.
Oh,
thus
no.
endangering themselves.
Rule breakers.
Well, that was close. Therefore, you must drive and walk.
Zoom! This
Watch
is
out for
very
pedestrians.
well made. Oh, I can't wait. I know it's coming.
That's a Datsun.
Good morning, Chad.
Morning, Chad.
Oh, morning, Chad.
Can you lift me up?
Can you lift me up?
But Chad,
That is not what you do on
know that lifting
forklifts.
people on the forks is not allowed.
You stupid idiot.
It's too dangerous. Hey, look, I'll take a pallet, and then it's totally safe.
Why that accent?
Right?
Found is
And it's totally safe.
still
I want to hear a
against the
Southern
rules.
German
Not
accent
so
now.
stupid at all.
Southern.
And now it
He's
happens.
from Austria and South.
9.
Loses his balance and
9.
Uh-oh. Oh, he turned into a bell when he fell down.
He fell down at recess.
Thus, never lift people
Thus.
on the forks. If you need to use the forklift to lift a person, always use a special secured platform.
They are free. No.
Oh,
Those platforms are a couple $1,000s, dude. Just stand on a pallet and hold on to something.
Forklift
Hold on tight, son.
Insert the forks
Oh, yeah.
and lift the load.
Uh-oh, there's a knife on that box.
A box cutter.
And a man stands underneath it immediately.
Nope.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, and he took his hat off.
Then slowly
What a
glide forward
dingus.
and
This
set
is going to be brutal, isn't it? Oh, no.
Well, it just kind of stuck in his head.
That's probably about my reaction, too.
Oh, and he
Oh,
snapped it off.
Why would you snap it off?
And now he walks like a zombie.
So that's how zombies are made.
Well, Chad, here we go again.
Well, Chad.
I bet his helmet doesn't fit that well. It's out of propane and propane accessories.
I gotta say, the dubbed version is a little more entertaining than
Yeah, it is.
the German.
Wait a minute, Chad. Do you remember? Maintenance and repair may only be done by a trained specialist. So don't tamper with the machine, and don't let others tamper with it either.
No, it's
Oh,
battery.
come on. It's no big deal. You don't have to be handy to fix this.
It's only 25 car batteries.
Is he gonna electrocute himself or something? Oh, he's arms deep into the engine. I better turn the key. Oh, his hands are gone.
My hands, bro.
No. That was some awesome special
He
effects.
has some bad circulatory issues if his body waits that long to spray. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to be pumping blood.
He can call an expert.
Just kind of popped his hands off. To me, I can't help but think,
Well,
who in their right mind just gets in and starts cranking on the key, knowing full well that that guy is back there with his hands in the engine compartment?
It's important to keep them balanced.
People are dumb, though. Don't underestimate people's stupidity, man.
Chad,
Good point.
don't you think a load like that needs to be secured to prevent it from slipping?
Yeah.
off or
Oh,
falling
I hope it
off?
cuts somebody in half. Brakes!
Decrapitated.
Bell?
I'm having a real bad day at work.
It's like a bad horror movie.
Anything that can easily slip off the forks has to be secured. This
That's
is
like,
best done with a special
Sheet
clamping
stock
belt.
at work. Like, since it's all plywood, like laminated plywood, that stuff's like playing cards. If they stomp it, it'll all just go.
Oh, yeah. I believe it.
Oh yeah, this is great music too.
beep, beep, beep.
Oh, no. He's going to be distracted checking out that babe and crash into somebody, isn't he?
So how do they have a hard hat rule and not a steel toe rule? And then why do they have a chainsaw in a warehouse?
He's rubbernecking the dame that walks by and then just looks back forward, and he's got a dude impaled by one of the forks. What is happening? That guy's head got chopped off?
Metal processing
The bell's completely gone.
areas with
I'm not sure that could have gone worse.
increased such areas.
That was so much stuff happening at once.
Oh, I got popcorn in my tooth. I'll just wipe it on my shirt.
Oh, the hokey old 80s stop and look directly at the camera, then make
I love that.
the
I love that
face.
his screams are muffled because he has the headphones or the ear protectors on.
Good point. Oh. You could just put the chainsaw down, dude.
He's like, man, this is. Dude, we just watched this whole thing and it was worth every second of it.
I know.
Oh, gosh.
That face he's making. Gosh, heads are flying off. A loose arm with a chainsaw. Uh-oh.
What the heck is this? As they drive into the sunset.
With 2 men impaled on each fork. One on each fork.
Oh my gosh. That was astounding.
Seth, thank you.
Glad I could be.
You have enriched our lives.
Holy moly.
So apparently there's more. I didn't. That's the only one I've seen, but looks like there might be
oh my
a
gosh.
series or something. I might have
All
to
right.
check more of those out sometime.
Oh my gosh.
Just to clarify for all listeners, forklift driver Klaus.
English dub.
That is what we just watched.
What you doing?
Look it up for yourself.
Oh, you pick me up with him fork bite? Oh man, I will 100% put a link to this in the YouTube.
There you go. I'll just put a pallet on it.
I like how he impales the guy, which is unlikely anyway. And then the guy's got a chainsaw in a warehouse for no apparently good reason. And then because he's flailing, he cuts the driver's head off.
Yeah. When he gets impaled, he doesn't let go of the chainsaw. He just starts waving it around wildly.
Finger still depressing the trigger.
Yeah. Whoa.
I mean, what would you do if you got impaled by a forklift, huh? When you're
hold down the trigger and
wielding a
flail.
chainsaw. You're right.
I'd try my hardest to find a second chainsaw
Yeah.
so I could flail both arms.
Great chainsaw hands. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was a doozy.
That was intense.
I forget what we were even talking about before that.
Nothing else matters after that video. Well, good night, everyone.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that was fantastic.
I agree.
What the heck just happened? There we go.
Darn
I'm not good
internet's
with,
there.
I'm not good with this technology stuff.
Yeah. I feel like my brain has been moving in slow motion. Like ever since I got done with the whole planting season, I've not had a lot of time to recover.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been day after day of those kind of things where you're driving towards something and you say, I need to make one stop here on the side first, and then you just drive right past it and remember like 100 feet past the turn. Oh, I was going to go there.
Oh, yeah.
I've been living day after day of that where I just feel like my brain is not working correctly.
So what do you do when you're in like the off season to keep yourself occupied? Or
A lot of it is just repairing equipment and stuff, because when you work it in the busy season, you're working it so hard that by the end of it, you've always got something you've got to replace.
Yeah.
And it'll take, there's been times where we make it through harvest season, and when you're done, you inspect the combine. It'll take a day to blow all the dirt and crap off of it and then wash it all up. And then you go over the thing, and there's been times where it'll take 2 weeks to fix everything on it. So it's back to tip top. There's some little stuff you can kind of let go in season because you just need to keep moving. But then when you have the time to actually fix it, you should. Otherwise, it'll be a bigger problem.
yeah.
So there's a whole lot of that. And then when you get into, like, the summer months are the months where I really get to kind of chill a little bit. The winter months, we have a bunch of on-site storage with grain bins, and we'll take our semi and haul a lot up to Decatur. That's about 80 loads doing that. So we keep plenty busy with that.
There you go.
It's work for you. There's always something. But the good thing is, being my own boss, when it gets to be a heat index of 110, I can just say, well, we're done for today. I'm going inside. So that's nice.
Yeah, that would be. Well, I mean, I'm in air conditioning, so.
Yeah, I take it for granted working indoors.
Though I will say, working in air conditioning all day, especially the air conditioning we have at work, because it's like cranked down to like 62 or something. It's just way too cold.
Yeah, refrigerator.
Then when you actually step outside, it about kills you. It's like it's only 90 degrees outside, and everyone's like, it's not that bad. And you're like,
Your eyes are fogging over.
yeah, I was gonna say you feel like a freaking fish out of water. I can't breathe.
Well, I need to reevaluate what I wear to work because
Is it too revealing?
I need it to be more revealing actually because we're expected to dress business casual, and so I've got like a button-up shirt with an undershirt and then like my vest over that. But I'm doing a lot of physical labor and it's not very cold in the building. So usually within the first like hour of being there, I'm
Down to your skivvies.
I've soaked through it.
I got the old pit stains.
Oh,
Clear
man.
down to your elbows. They're so severe.
I don't know. I just I'm like a waterfall. But
I feel you, man.
Yeah.
Those layers do nothing for me. I have
Yeah.
never been able to wear more than one shirt.
Yeah, as I say, drop the undershirt. You'll probably be better off.
yeah, I think I'm gonna go to like next time I get work clothes, I'm gonna do like maybe like a golf polo or something that's like moisture wick.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that helps out a lot.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't do undershirts. They just, it's like instant insulation or something. It's just, you sweat.
Yeah. Oh, and it feels horrible too.
Yeah.
So you'll like getting rid of that.
I did upgrade my work pants because I have to crouch down a lot, and it's not just standing there sitting at a desk, So there was one day at work I had some pants on, and I had to like lean down or open the door with my leg or something, and went a little too wide and got a nice split in the center where the legs meet.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
that was an awkward conversation when I walked up to my boss, and like I didn't want him to like look at my crotch, but that's where the issue was. So.
Right here.
Right.
Yeah. I've got a problem with my pants
And this was like
right here.
I rubbed my pants.
I ripped my pants. I think I got some good footage of the tornado. I ripped my pants.
I did. Did I tell you about the old guy that got mad at me at Home Depot when I ripped my pants?
he got mad at you for ripping your pants.
How dare you?
So I was building the room here, and I was wearing my old worn out jeans, like the knees are all blown out, and like they had some holes in them. And I went to get the paint, and I went up to the paint counter, and there was like this older fellow working, and I come up and tell him what paint I want. He's just grumpy as all get out. I'm like, I can't figure out why this guy's so grumpy.
This is an employee that got mad at you.
Yeah, just this old guy. I was working at Home Depot, and he's just like, "Here's your paint," and he just gives it to me. And I'm like, Lord, what's this guy's deal? And then I get home, I paint the room, and then I take my pants off and I go to bed, and there's a rip in the from like here to here. But I guess the pants were so thin I didn't even feel it like when it ripped. And like I was in here the whole time. I wasn't like the only time I was outside was going in and out of Home Depot. So I didn't know I even ripped them. So he probably just saw his dang kids with their underwear hanging out, tired of it.
I like that you said you didn't even feel them rip. They were at the point of just disintegrating.
Yeah.
So it was a very gentle disintegrating process.
Like it's probably one of those deals like like if you you just kind of move on a leather chair and you can feel it kind of like that's probably all it was. I just didn't even notice.
It was like tissue paper.
It ripped right down like a thread, so it was definitely a weak spot.
I saw one buddy that
And I think
he was doing some dance moves one night and he ripped his pants a little
I had
bit.
these on.
Oh,
Those are bright yellow undies.
I mean, at least there was something underneath.
Yeah, so it
Yeah.
was just like I have fluorescent underwear just beating through this hole in the butt of my pants.
Oh, geez.
And the old guy's just mad because I'm a kid walking out with his undies hanging out.
So I thought when you started the story, I thought like you like crouched down in the store and they ripped, and he got mad at you because they ripped or something.
Why'd
like-
you do that? Don't do that in my store.
Oh, don't worry, sir. I've got that. Bend over.
If that made you mad.
That's exactly what my buddy did. He was doing some dance moves one time and split like back along one of his back pockets. And they're like, you ripped your pants, man. And he just reached back there and then goes, and just ripped it like the rest of the way off. He just tore like the inner part of one leg just completely down to his knee.
Well, when I went home with these to change out, that's pretty much how I took them off. I was like, well, I'm never going to get another chance at this. And I just like,
You went Hulk on him?
yeah. It was satisfying.
That's funny.
But yeah, now I have like these, they're 100% polyester and they stretch as much as I want them to. So if I was able to do the splits, they would go right along with it. But
They're like maternity pants, really.
That's why I wear leggings to work.
Oh, God. Hey, get you some jeggings, man. Some
Oof.
khaki jeggings.
They look like jeans, but they're not. There's one big reason why men shouldn't wear jackets.
For some people, it's a little reason, but yeah.
Da 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 da. Woo! Well, there's that.
I've noticed those becoming more prominent for like workout clothes with nothing over it. Like when I was in high school, we had tights, but we would wear like some kind of shorts over the top, and now it's just the leggings with nothing else.
Like guys?
Yeah, both. Yeah,
Guys?
Yeah.
I've seen like the skin tight workout pants that girls wear, but guys?
Yeah, I'm going
you
to.
didn't see those at any of the 5Ks you ran?
No. Central Illinois. In a town of 5,000, the 5Ks that I run, it's
Oh yeah, that's
like
true.
good old boys like, hey, that guy's a farmer too.
Run it in their Ariat boots.
Yeah, pretty much. I suck it up and buy a pair of Nikes.
I got my white New Balance.
Yeah.
with the knee high socks.
Yeah.
The white New Balance, or occasionally the all black New Balance, is like the token 60-year-old man shoe.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody our age, everybody's dad wears that.
Yeah, and then you don't want to. You're like, give me something that's like green and purple. I don't care. Just
Well-
make sure it's not those.
They break in those white New Balance by mowing the lawn, and then they are green.
There you go.
That's the old pair.
Yep,
You
that's the
can't
old
do
pair.
that in the brand new pair.
Nope.
You got to have your dress up white New Balance. You can't wear your old mowing white New Balance.
Hey,
I feel a little self-conscious in my white shoes right now.
They're not New Balance.
you don't have a big N on the side.
Yeah.
And you
There's
gotta-
a definite different look to them. Like those look almost like Converse style as far as how the toe is shaped and everything else.
And you're going to need some jean shorts and crew socks to go with it. So
Jean shorts.
with the shirt tucked in.
I was very hesitant buying these jean shorts, but I just needed another pair of shorts. I got something on a pair of mine, and I needed a different pair. I'm going to leave it vague like
I
that.
would say that's very vague.
No, I don't know what I spilled on it, but it hardened on there. I was like, oh, it's hard now. Maybe I can pick it off. No, I know what you're thinking. No,
Was it Elmer's glue?
Was
it seemed like it. I am not helping myself at all. But whatever it was, I tried to pick it off, and I was like, oh, it's kind of coming off on this corner. And I peeled the corner back, and I just ripped a hole in the fabric and was like, God.
man sticky.
And then Home Depot guy runs up to you. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, you're showing your yellow underwear in public. What are you, savage?
Oh, fantastic!
Hey, it happens.
It does happen.
Everybody's ripped their pants before. I've done the old thing where it's usually when I get work clothes, they get so dirty when I'm working on equipment covered in oil and grease and dirt and all this other stuff that I just keep them around forever. You wash them and they still look dirty, and it doesn't matter because they're going to get even more dirty in like 10 minutes time. So I keep them around forever, and I have old pairs of pants that have finally had to go down the old gravel road because they They had like battery acid spilled on them and stuff.
They start disintegrating.
Yeah, literally, it was just like holes in there. There'd be times where I'd need to step up into something. Like, oh, I need to work on the back of this tractor, so I got to step up high onto this 3-point hitch. And when I do the big step, it just goes and rips like inside of knee to inside of knee, just the whole thing. So it's like I got a skirt on now with legs.
Get some air circulation at
There
least.
you go.
Yeah. I was like, well, I'm mid-project, so I got to at least finish this job, and then I'll go change.
So that's something I've noticed now that we're in our 30s. So like if I was like 20-year-old Daniel and I had like messed up my clothes or ripped my pants, like the rest of the day I'd be just terribly self-conscious about it. I might have skipped, like if I was going to classes, I might have skipped the whole day just so I can go home and change them. Now I'm just like, screw it, I don't care. Like this Monday, I guess it was, I had like how they make those real cheap, they're like $2 or $3, but they look like a coffee, like the Starbucks coffee cup or the gas station coffee cup, where they've got the little lid. It's made of plastic instead of the paper.
Yes.
I had one of those, and I put the lid on, clipped it down. I was driving to work. I was halfway down the road, and I went to take a swig, and it just all poured out the front and down the front of my shirt.
Was it a hot coffee?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
And it was like 6 to 8 ounces of coffee went down my shirt, down my pants. It looked like I'd peed my pants with some tenacity. And so like my shirt, it was a yellow shirt, so it was just like this giant brown like slob stain on the front. My pants were like all brown here, like I was dehydrated and just peed my pants bad. You know, like I said, 20-year-old Dan had been like, I'm gonna be late to work. I gotta go home, change clothes. 30-year-old Dan was like, screw it, I'm halfway to work already. Just go through the rest of the day, and people are like, I think you spilled something there. It's like, oh no, really?
I did what?
Yeah.
Ah! What is that?
I didn't even notice.
That's when you just go to the work bathroom, strip off all your clothes, wash it in the sink there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it was funny as I was walking in. One of the guys I knew, he's an older guy. He walked past me, looked, and then giggled. And I was like, I'm sorry, Tim. I didn't make it to the bathroom in time.
I reverse diarrheaed on the front of myself.
He's like, I can see that.
That's just a funny concept that you could dump like 6 to 8 ounces of coffee on yourself at some point during the day and not notice it. Like, oh, what? Like,
Where'd that happen?
I was clean a minute ago. Huh.
I'm paranoid now because I literally just bought one of those reusable Starbucks cups.
I think it's fine. I think it clicked on like the back, but not on the front. I think I just didn't notice. And it's a real cheapy, crappy one. Like it was real.
Yeah.
It may be going in the garbage can. I'm not sure.
You can't buy those things at Dollar Tree. You get the cheap ones.
Yeah.
They don't seal up right. But that's the kind of thing that, I don't know, those little plastic cups or just the regular travel mugs. Mm-hmm. Like I've had enough issues with those in the past that I'm very obsessive when it comes to getting the lids on right. So, I'll take my kids to a gas station. Let's grab something to drink on the go. And they want to go get a fountain drink or whatever, and they go to put a lid on it. And I've never seen them put one on straight. It's always like cocked to the side. If they have Sprockets over there. If they have a bottle of Sprite or Gatorade or anything, somehow they manage to cross-thread the lid 99% of the time. Like they'll get on there and be like, feels tight, and set it down. And you look, the bottle sits like this, and the lid's like this.
Do they like switch caps with each other?
No, it's the right cap. It's just when they put it on, they don't think about
Lining up the threads.
Let's go straight. They're just kind of like, slap it on from the side and turn it till it doesn't turn anymore.
That's why for road trips I get the like the sport cap. You just pop it off and then.
You know what my kids call that?
What?
Nozzle water.
Oh.
It's got the nozzle on it. Nicole picked up like a big 24-pack of water at Dollar General or something like that. She's like, hey, I got you guys some water. And the kids go, oh, right, nozzle water.
I love kids.
It's the little thing.
That's amazing.
So
Those are fun to
please-
chug, though. You can like squeeze the bottle and it'll just like force its way.
No, I don't like that.
Especially when it's full of Kool-Aid and it's in the back of your car.
Yeah. I don't know. That's one of those things where if I prefer to have a big open cap area and just dump it down my throat. Big glugs. If I have to like sip it out of there, like it's
You're never going to enjoy bug juice then if you can't do that.
no. I don't like the nozzle.
Bug juice?
Oh.
You ever had bug juice?
I don't think so.
What about belly washers? Tummy yummies?
Oh, or are these like,
Hogwash.
Hogwash.
are these the modern day version of like the drinks we'd have in our lunch boxes as
Kind
kids?
of. They remind me of like the barrels, but they're like that big and they're like the sport top
Yeah, they
water
got
bottles.
they got a nozzle, if you will.
I remember the ones that had like the wax seal on the top. You had to like bite it off.
Which ones were those?
You're talking about those little like the little Coke bottles or whatever, aren't you? The little wax candies.
Oh, yeah, there were those. I maybe
Brad
there were
tried
bigger
those for the
ones,
first
too.
time. on
That's
the
not a
show.
beverage, Seth.
I
Brad
maybe
really
in my
enjoyed-
mind I had a larger bottle. I don't know.
You get a wax bottle that's the size of an actual
My
bottle.
parents are like, "That's all you're getting for the day."
Stay hydrated.
Ew.
You really like those things, didn't you, Brad?
It was, what's the word? Bad. It was bad.
I do remember my grandpa was a farmer, and I do remember going out when he was like in the fields one day. I was really young. I was probably like 6 or 7, and it was a pretty miserably hot day. And I don't know if my mom had just forgotten to pack drinks for us, or if I had just gone through the drink that I had really quickly. But her solution for it was just swallow my spit. That was what she said, because I'm sure I was like, I'm thirsty, Mom.
Swallow your spit.
Yeah.
That's all you're getting today.
Can you imagine telling your kids that? Like, I wouldn't come up with a suggestion like that. Normally I get, I'm thirsty, Dad. And I just say, that's informative or that's factual. Can I have a drink, please? I'm like, okay, wait till we get somewhere.
Can you imagine telling my kids that?
Swallow your spit.
Audrey would be like, no!
She'd be like, what? Hands on the hips.
You don't tell me to do that.
You want me to do what? That about right?
Pretty much.
She'd look like you're a disapproving magnet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she could furrow the brow like nobody's business.
I still love that every time I see her, the very first moment that I see her, which it was outside, she opens up the door, the hands go on the hip, and she goes, Brad! That's her reaction to the first sight of me every time I've seen her for the last like 2-3 years.
That's like a TV sitcom entrance.
Yeah.
Or it's like you just backed into something. It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, you.
Yeah. She gives me an OU. It's you again.
Why do you keep coming here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's funny because when you came, they're like, Brad's here. And then you open the door like, who's that?
He's like a short, bald Brad.
We could be twins.
Exactly.
Almost.
Well, shall we break?
I dare you.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. After these messages, we'll be right back. Boom, boom.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey, everybody, they're back. It's the standard return. Hey,
That
everybody.
just means you're front naughty and a man or boy, where your milk comes out of your dingus.
Are you familiar with Steve Brule?
No, I'm not.
So you're not familiar with this?
Then you make hot rain out of your bottom. Oh. If you get a real slop in your belly, then you make hot brown rain. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Whoa.
Is that similar to diarrhea?
Sounds like a black John C. Reilly.
Oh, it's definitely John C. Reilly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll have to show you some of those.
What's that implying when he does a voice like that and you just assume his ethnicity? How dare you, Seth?
Oh, oh gosh.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's been fun.
You're insensitive and you're busted, mister. Little slap bass for you. Right in the face.
Did you ever see the video? I think I posted it somewhere. And it was some guy put a paper cutout of Jerry Seinfeld on his face and was playing the slap bass from the...
I think you did send that to me.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
It was a good one.
I watched something. It was like a bonus feature type thing on one of the DVDs where they were showing the guy recording the music for the theme song of Seinfeld. And it's all slap bass, but the guy's doing it all on a keyboard. Mm. So it's cheap.
Oh, it's horrifying.
Cheap 80s.
Looking at the thumbnail for the video.
Oh, yeah.
Here you go.
Uh-oh.
Well, maybe. My internet down here kind of goes in and out sometimes. I even ran I had the wire run straight from the router.
He's playing it dead on.
Yeah, he is.
Without looking, because he's got a Jerry Seinfeld mask on.
With the never-changing expression. That's, oh.
Got the old Ernie Ball.
They need someone in a Kramer mask to come sliding in at the end of the video.
Pretty much.
Huh.
So
well, there's that.
I discovered I didn't realize that the song at the end of I just blanked on the name of the show. The psychiatrist who lives in Seattle.
Oh, Frasier.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
His name is also the name of the show.
Frasier.
The song at the end is sung by Kelsey Grammer.
Oh yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yep, it sure is.
I also never watched Frasier. So why would I know that?
Here you go, Seth. We've shown this to...
Yeah, this is the one. Oof.
Oh.
That's majestic.
Not even close. Oh.
That takes me back to the recorder days of grade school music class.
Oh my God.
My daughter just went through that very recently, and
can she play Hot Crossbones now?
She played something. I couldn't identify it.
It was notes.
Yes, there was definitely some sound coming out of it. And I proceeded to take the recorder from her and walk up to the dog and put it about 2 inches away from the dog's face and just go, doot, 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 doot. Doot, 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 doot. And the dog just looked up at me like it was so annoyed and eventually stood up and left. I proceeded to follow the dog into the other room going doot, 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 doot.
They're going to say it like started howling or something. It would have had to be on a high note.
No, it just looked like it was very perturbed with me.
What kind of dog?
That one was a King Charles Cavalier Spaniel.
Interesting. That's a very detailed dog.
Yes.
Here you go.
Because we have 4 dogs all together.
Oh, man.
Nicole
Okay.
has 2. I have 2.
Uh-huh.
She's got the Spaniel and a Pomeranian. Both tiny little things, a mop dog and a poof dog. And then I've got a Great Dane and a Boxer. Man dogs. They're big, special babies.
Here you go.
Following fat people.
I'm guessing that wasn't the first time he'd done that.
I wish they had the whole video on there.
Oh boy.
That seems like a leftover of Vine
Yeah.
because it was only about 6 seconds.
Mm-hmm. I think it was Vine.
Yeah, that's usually the way Vines go. I gotta say, I love the Vines. Like, we'll look up clean Vines and watch them with the kids, and their compilations are like 15 minutes and a whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
But there's some that we just quote all the time because there's... You stretching out?
Yeah.
I thought you had a little something for the microphone. There you go.
This is a completely enclosed room.
Hermetically sealed.
Ooh.
You guys are going to bake it.
Uh-oh. But yeah, there's one Vine we quote all the time. You got to type it in. It's called, "Look at all those chickens."
Oh, is it what I...
It's this little girl, and she's adorable. And it's 6 seconds. Come on, internet.
Internet.
It's just a bunch of geese out in the yard.
Look at all those chickens. She doesn't look too sure of this.
What is she doing? This is way longer than 6 seconds. It's so simple.
The
but
grand hand gesture was great. Too.
yeah. Look at all those chickens. So now it's kind of transitioned to where anytime we would say, look at all those, anything at all, say we're driving through town and we see a parking lot and there's a ton of school buses, we just look at them and say, look at all those chickens.
It makes... Oh.
The slow-mo is great.
Oh, I didn't have it, but...
Yeah, the one you sent me had slow-mo. It was a bird pecked a dog right in the butthole. And his rear legs like shot forward in front of him, and he lifted like a foot off the ground and just rocketed forward.
I probably would have the same reaction. If
My text response to that when you sent it to me was the bullseye emoji.
Bullseye.
Yep, pretty much. Right on the pooper.
When you said the chickens, it made me think of the. Have you seen the rubber chickens that squeak whenever you squeeze them?
Yeah.
And they have a whole bin of them, and they stuff their hand into it. That gets me every time.
It sounds like the screams of death when you have tons of them going at the same time.
Yeah, I have no idea what search parameters you put in for that. Well, that's probably...
That's a compilation,
What?
so that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a nice short one.
Trampoline filled with...
On a side note, look at all those chickens.
Exactly.
See if that does it.
Rubber chicken bin full.
I bet it's in that one, but it's not the...
I bet it is too.
Let's try it. Let's see what happens.
Oh. Oh, it's horrifying. Oh, I know it's coming. Okay, that's good.
There's the alternative of that one. That's the screaming goat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one's good as well. Didn't they do the screaming goat with like metal music or something?
Probably. Did you see the one where they had the knitting metal championships? Did I send you that one?
No, I don't believe you did. Knitting metal championships?
I think this is what he does all day at work. Just find videos to send to us.
There you go.
Finland hosts heavy metal knitting world championship. Huh. Uh-oh, you got commercialed.
No commercials.
Yeah, what do you do? I'm interested to see what this is because Finland does metal like that. Their band logos, you can't read them. They're knitting on stage while bands play?
Yep.
I thought they were gonna like play the drums with the knitting needles.
Who thought to combine these two?
I don't know. But there's a little girl that comes up and she's wearing like hearing protection. Her face basically says exactly what.
Everyone's behind you and enjoying themselves, and everyone's cheering and getting into it, and it's ridiculous, but it's so much fun.
Oh, this one doesn't have it. Oh, there's the winners. Here, I'll go to the winners.
Oh, it's a competition.
Heart pump.
Huh. And there's sumo wrestling on stage. Kinda.
That sounds like it would be like an HGTV career. Like, my husband is a knitter / heavy metal player.
What did she knit exactly?
And our
What
budget is
that?
$1.2 million.
Yeah. We're looking for a third house in Rome. Or we just bought a tiny house.
Huh. Yeah, that's very niche.
I figured you'd enjoy it. I mean, I can't imagine that wouldn't be fun to go to.
Well, yeah, I'd have a good time there. It's unique, to say the least.
I mean, who wouldn't go to any Scandinavian country for a metal event?
No kidding.
I mean, I'd go regardless.
Yeah. You have to go to this. Okay, I get it.
I mean, as long as it's not like February. I don't know if that would.
Yeah, good point. But when it comes to metal, that kind of like logo in the back where you can't even read what it says and stuff, and then the long hair and wearing costumes and stuff, and everybody's got like face paint on. That's a very like Sweden and Norway metal type thing to do.
They all play this Jackson guitar over here.
Oh, yeah. Shreddy Krueger, brother.
What does that even say back there? Menial.
Maniac.
Maniac.
Is that an A? Abdu.
Abkadeki Checkable Knocker Stewart's is?
I mean, it might not be English.
Yes. Maniac looks to be English.
Maniac abducted?
Abductor?
Maybe.
I'm the maniac abductor.
I steal maniac.
I saw a maniac and I abducted him.
Abducted him.
Abducted.
Is that like abducting and adopting? Whoa, that's hard to say together.
It's like when somebody gets kidnapped.
Kidnapped.
Abducting,
I like it.
adopting.
I figured you guys would enjoy that one, though. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous.
I'll agree with that.
Your brother,
I wish
liked it.
Oh, you sent it to him?
Yeah.
I wish there was a way to combine metal with like knitting.
Yeah, like how is that what they decided on?
There was a scheduling conflict the first year, and they decided to combine them.
That's the whole reason. Oops, we double booked.
And then they're just like, well, that kind of worked. Let's just keep going.
Yeah, when it doesn't work, you make it work.
Yeah, like, I mean, why wasn't it anything else?
I know, you can combine countless things
I mean, they
with
could have been
music.
Cooking, they could have been doing anything.
Cross stitching and bagpipes. I mean,
Now,
we're going to do macrame.
Now cooking, I like the sound of that. If there was someone doing like a cooking show on stage while a band was playing around him, I'd go to that. And then you could taste.
The heavy metal.
You can taste the metal.
And see, the thing with that is they could do like little like spin around things, and they could like make the burners do pyrotechnics and stuff.
Yeah. And if they know.
You better patent this before someone else
Yeah,
takes
no
it.
kidding. If they know the song well enough, when it gets to like a heavy part in the song, they lift the cleaver up and they're like, dun, 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 chopping the meat like that.
Or they throw some alcohol on the pan that's on the stove, so the
What did you throw over there?
I got all tangled up in my cord.
Done got bappy.
Yeah, about bappy.
Kind of wompy, Dad.
Oh my gosh.
That's the thing you got to do. Just take two things that don't go together
This is a
and
thing.
combine them.
They have one in Mexico too.
It's a Mexican metal knitting.
They have one in Australia. This is like a straight up thing.
It's at World Championship, and that's 2019.
I mean, the people that won were Japanese, so I'm sure they've got that there.
Oh my.
Huh.
It would be so fun and so crazy to go to the Olympics in Tokyo next year.
Oh my, yes.
We
going?
Start saving now.
Yeah, I wouldn't have enough time to save up that much money.
But I mean, they're probably gonna have like straight up robots and.
Yeah. I'll guarantee. Gundam Wing will come out, man.
It's gonna be like Akira in real life.
Pretty much, yeah.
I couldn't imagine how crazy it would be trying to go to any of the Olympics.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's bad enough trying to go to the Arthur fireworks. I got to park a mile and a half away.
Well, that's the primo viewing spot for those. You know, just park on a country road and.
That's true. We got really close a couple of years ago, and it was almost too close because the wind was blowing the wrong way. So when they fired up that big rope that like shot sparks, like rained sparks off of it, we're like, uh-oh. Good thing the fire department's right there.
Yeah, the one time I went and actually watched, one of the guys from work lives, like his backyard's connected to the football field.
Oh.
So we just went to his house and stayed in his backyard. That was pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I didn't know if I was going to get to see any this year because I had to work on the night of the 4th. But turns out the country club right by where I live set them off on July 3rd. So
Then my car caught fire. I got plenty of fireworks.
well, I heard the first couple booms and I was like, gunshots? And I walk outside.
What part of Champaign do you live in?
Walk outside and it's like front row seats for this show that would put most cities' displays to shame.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's all that country club money.
Yeah.
Yeah, we wound up getting into a discussion with the kids of like, who invented the first fireworks? Whose idea was it to just shoot stuff up in the air and make it blow up and look pretty?
Like it blew up, and they're just like, let's put that in some cardboard and shoot it in the sky.
Yeah, I think it originated in some
China.
Yeah, China. It was some Asian countries that did it close to the same time, but I think China was the pioneer.
They also invented noodles.
That was a nice little so there part. They invented noodles.
Didn't even have to get close to the mic for that one. That's wow.
Yeah. That one damaged the integrity of your chair.
Gonna need a new chair.
Uh-oh.
So at the fireworks finales, when like they're all going off at the same time, were you guys like, that's a lot of chickens?
That's a lot. Look at all those chickens. Actually, I think we did say that.
That's awesome.
I'm telling you, it's a thing with us now. Look at all those chickens applies to everything.
So
Did you also say, I ripped my pants?
I ripped my pants. I got some great footage. I duct taped the camera to the fence and I ripped my pants. You ever seen Tornado Chasers?
no. Is it like one of those fake documentaries?
It's
It's probably, is it the one where they have like the giant armored car and they just drive straight, like they have an IMAX camera on top and they drive straight into the
yeah.
tornadoes?
I think there's a few of them like that, and this is one of them. And the guy's like tied to a local weather team or something like that.
Oh,
He's
I thought
tied
you were
to
gonna
the
say
fence,
tied to the truck that drives
All right
through.
Bill Paxton style. We're gonna have to chain ourselves to that pipe. But no, he's out there, and everything is super theatrical. How he's out there, and you could just run back to the car and say, "Let's go, go." Get in and go. But he's like, "Everybody go now! Come on! It's right on top of us! Go!" They just way theatrical. And then there was one point in time he was out doing something, trying to hook a camera onto a fence post, and he ripped his pants. He then proceeded to tell every person he saw after that he ripped his pants. I didn't know if you guys were going to make it out of there. Yeah, it was getting real crazy. We had to bail. I ripped my pants. It came up like that to everyone
Very
he encountered.
organically.
Yeah,
Perfect segues.
exactly. So now you can just, if you're at that energy level, you can just insert that in the conversation no matter where you're at.
I ripped my pants.
Yeah. Stuff was getting crazy down there. I ripped my pants.
So, this has been a while back. How long have the two of you known each other?
2 years.
Kindergarten.
Oh, okay.
For
Kindergarten.
me, not
Nice.
for him. He's older.
Yeah.
He's old.
OLD.
He's like 60, so.
I've actually got a birthday Monday. Had to
For
look.
yourself?
Yeah.
Oh.
Happy Monday birthday.
Thank you. I'll be 35. So
Youngster?
Yeah, I got one coming up too.
How old are
That's
you going
right.
to be?
35.
Youngster?
yeah, we're like June, July, August, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
I'm creeping up on 37.
Oh, what do you mean, youngster?
You're I'm sorry.
Might as well be dead.
Yeah.
Old Papa over there.
Yeah. I use that one a lot where anything that's sore when I'm getting up, oh, Papa's back hurt.
Well, I was back when Daniel and I first started hanging out. We would get together with Jason and Jacob and do some Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yep.
We need to have one of those nights.
Yeah, we were overdue.
I'm hankering for some Jack Frost.
Oh, bloated mouth breathing bear.
Oh, great. It barely works.
It's the first time I've ridden on a shovel, well, at least this side.
That one was one of my favorites when I was younger.
Yeah, the Horrors of Spider Island is still my go-to.
I think that's a pretty good one, too.
Did you know that this guy's never seen Mystery Science Theater, the movie?
I've never seen the movie.
It's kind of anticlimactic, I feel like.
Well, a little bit, but it's got some great stuff in it. This Island Earth?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been a while for me. I don't recall much of it.
Yeah. Zap Rousdower.
Someone put down this perfectly good arm remover.
Yeah. Okay. One more sacrifice, but this is the final sacrifice.
Yes. I bought like a 4-pack of the movies and made sure it had Final Sacrifice in it. Forget it had a couple other good ones in there.
Did either of you
My
see-
head's warm, but my arms are freezing.
Yeah. Did either of you see the Manos Hands of Fate one?
I think I have.
Oh, it's awful. It's almost bad enough you can't watch it, like the movie they're watching. But then they make it good enough. Because Manos is Spanish for hands, so they're it's hands of fate.
Oh no.
Awesome. Oh, that's good.
Well, they have the new seasons on Netflix,
Yeah.
and they've been enjoyable. Like it's, I don't know. They watched Mac and Me. I don't know if you guys are familiar. It's like the knockoff ET that McDonald's basically paid for. It's a giant like 80s music video.
What?
There's a whole scene where they're dancing in this McDonald's, and you can tell there's so much corporate sponsorship for it.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, but one of the, you know how they like pick on a line and then they just use it throughout the whole movie.
Mm-hmm.
They're moving into a new house at the beginning of the movie, and the mom's like, pretty nice. So then throughout the whole movie, they just keep it pretty nice. Like,
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's a. Oh, did you ever see that they have the website with the riff tracks where you can put your own DVD in and then it uses their player to do an overlay?
Yeah, I've seen it, but like you make your own, or
No, like
they have it pre-recorded.
yeah, like you buy their riff tracks.
Mhm.
I think, since I'm assuming they don't have the license for the movie, basically they have their own DVD player software for your computer. You put it on there, and then you put the movie in, and then it puts their riff track at the bottom.
Nice.
And they have them for like
Pretty nice.
pretty nice. They have them for some. Oh man, they had. I watched part of the Harry Potter one. It's fantastic.
Oh man, that's one way to get around where you can actually do big movies like that.
Yeah, see if they still have it.
Huh.
We should do one of those for our next one. Of course, it's been like over 5 years since our last one.
Yeah. Oh man.
Man, that's a good idea though. For real.
And they might have gotten to where you can actually buy the movie from them with the track. I don't know, but I know that's how they got around it when they started this site. Because basically they lost their funding to do the show, and then they just like, well, we kind of want to keep doing it. What the heck is that?
Kill or be killed.
Oh, right in the nuts.
It's definitely
Their style.
That description.
Is that early?
30 years after losing a karate tournament and disgracing himself.
Let's see if we can find
something we've heard of.
Yeah.
There's the Octoman with the classic artwork from back in the day.
Let's see, where's the first one?
There's a preview.
Sure, great. Yeah, call me when you can use it to steal your neighbor's cable.
That's the night that the lights went out in Gloucestershire.
Now to absorb all the light of the entire sun. Damn batteries.
I should have known that you would be here. Professor McGonagall?
Well, you smell like week-old tuna. Of course I'm gonna follow you.
Let's see if I can skip. There's.
Good evening.
Let's see.
Cover.
This,
Just as we were
no,
fighting,
this isn't the good. The
we're
good.
like a wounded hog. This one died not awaken.
They had one where they're like walking up to the Gringotts Bank, and like, safest place in all of Wizardom, next to Hogwarts. And he's like, that's why we're robbing this place instead of Hogwarts. Oh man.
Those are the actual Harry Potter movies?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was a scene from the movie?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen any of the Harry Potter movies, so
Wow.
how
old are your kids?
7 and 10.
Okay, so they're probably a little young to get in on the hype for the movies when they came out.
Oh yeah, they were too young for that. They were still into like Disney stuff back then. But I don't know. I've never watched a single one of them, and frankly, that looked way crappier than I thought they were.
Well, that was like the beginning of the first one, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They
have a Stranger Things.
Okay, so I've heard a lot about this show. Is that Barb?
Building?
Yeah.
Look, it says right on screen that it's a laboratory, Kevin.
Ah, sure, that's what they want you to think. Oh, I love twists.
We gotta hurry before Lawrence from Accounts Payable gets here and starts talking about his weekend. I don't care about your trip to Target, Lawrence. No.
Oh, landed on E.T. Totally smushed him.
Swallow you, darkness.
Dude, we're playing Monopoly. Calm down.
Empty Schlitz can. My Joe Don Baker detector is going off the chart.
Joe Don Baker.
The entire East Wing will be evacuated within the hour. We've sealed off this area following quarantine.
The show's so good, though.
Some bastard microwaved a fillet of fish.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the synth soundtrack
Barb's
is really
outside holding a boiled rabbit.
Barb.
Oh.
I think there's an event coming up at one of my movie theaters in Champaign that some friends invited me to. See what movie it's for.
It's going to have these guys?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Huh.
It's it's August 15th. They're doing Giant Spider Invasion.
I kind of want to go.
You should come up.
I'd totally be down for that.
It's got Mike Nelson and then the guys who do Crow and Tom Servo.
Which would be
Like they're gonna be there?
It's a Fathom event. So
what does that mean?
It's like it's broadcast live.
Oh, I see.
Onto the screen, so we're watching it in real time, but they're not physically there.
Gotcha.
They're there in spirit.
That's still cool though.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Giant spider invasion?
Uh-huh.
Huh. I bet that'd be pretty entertaining.
Oh, there it is, live shows.
There you go.
The giant spider invasion.
Nice. Is it the Hollywood Theater? It's up by Chicago, where you can like eat at the theater and they have like a bar and stuff.
I'm sure they've got one in Bloomington that you can do that.
Yeah, I've seen that one too, but this one I really wanted to go because Jen and I went up there a few times, and one of the times we were there, we saw they had an event, and Paul Rubin was going to be there, and they were going to have a screening of Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Whoa.
And I was like, oh, I want to go.
A screening of that?
With Pee-wee.
Whoa.
No, nothing right now, Mr. Herman.
How would your brain even comprehend that live?
I don't know, but it'd have to be fantastic. It'd have to be life-altering.
Yeah. I would think so.
In the most positive manner possible.
Yeah. Let's be sure. Let's be clear on that one. It's in a good way.
I got to see Attack of the Clones, the Star Wars Episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
I watched that at Navy Pier up there. I think it was like an IMAX screen.
Yeah.
So Yoda was like 10 feet tall on there. I loved it because that was the first time anyone had seen him do like a lightsaber duel.
Mm-hmm. And you're just like,
because before that he'd been a puppet.
Yeah.
So.
With Fozzie Bear's voice.
Pretty much. Yeah, man, the first 3 Star Wars movies. I watched the first one. I forget what it's called.
Like A New Hope?
No,
or the first prequel?
The first prequel.
The Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace. I watched that one time.
The Phantom Menace.
Jar Jar, that did it.
Yeah, that.
You also don't like Jar Jar?
No.
We's a day going pretty okie day.
The second one, Attack of the Clones, right?
Mm-hmm.
I never watched that one. Still have never seen it. Number 3, didn't it have something to do with Sith?
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith.
Yes. I watched that one time and slept through 35 minutes of it.
That's my favorite of the 3 prequels.
You got Brad's not a big, shall we say, fantastical movie sort of guy.
I'm not huge on the sci-fi thing, but I love it when there's nostalgia attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
The original Star Wars, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, all over those. Loved them.
It's because you grew up watching them, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're not a Lord of the Rings fan either.
I watched the first one time, and I slept through 20 minutes of it at the theater. I never saw the second one.
To be honest, those were like 3 hours long too, though.
And I saw the third one time in the theater and slept through an hour and 15 minutes of it.
Are you going to like 2 a.m. showings or something? Like,
this is 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
No, it was like a 10 o'clock show for a 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
And then you get done at 1.
So I was at a movie. I saw the new. I saw Spider-Man: Far From Home. Was it last night? I think. And yeah, I thought it wouldn't be crowded in the theater for a Tuesday night. And this theater that we went to, we'd been to a lot of times before, and they started doing this like reserved seating. So they bring up a screen and they tell you to pick like the seats that you want. I was like, oh, this is a nice idea. Well, we didn't realize that there's a 7 o'clock show and a 7:30 show, and we're in line at like 7:15, and we didn't specify the time of the show, and she gave us the 7 o'clock. So we get told which theater to go to, and I was like, that's the wrong time though. And we get in there, and someone's sitting in the seats that we chose.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, well, I didn't want to see this time anyway. So we go to the 7:30 show. Well, we have to move twice because we're in other people's seats because we never got like seated for that
You're
time.
that guy. You know what? I took my kids to see Frozen on Ice one time, and there was guys that it was pretty obvious that him and his daughter just like snuck into the place without paying, because they'd go sit down and they'd be there for about 10 minutes, and then they'd have to get up and move because they were in someone's seat. They moved 3 times before the end of it.
Yeah.
That was you.
but we paid. That was the thing. Like I didn't know we were gonna have to. We'd have to specify the time of the show, because like I don't get to a movie, like 15 minutes late to watch it. I like to watch the previews, and I didn't want to go up to someone and be like, "Oh, you're in my seat," but
get out of my seat, jerk.
Right. So, but yeah, after we moved the second time, we actually sat in the seats where like it's reserved for, people who have like wheelchairs with them.
Oh.
But no one was sitting there. So
how inconsiderate.
If someone had come in for those, I would have gladly given it up.
You would have totally given them the finger.
Yeah, right. You would have been like, these seats are taken, buddy. Sorry.
But
wheel yourself back out of here.
We reserved them.
But yeah, so we get the showtime is 7:30, and the movie starts like I think after 8 o'clock. That's how long the previews were.
Oh my gosh!
And this is a long movie too. Yeah, it was crazy.
That long previews?
Yeah, I mean I can understand like 15 minutes of previews, but this is close to a half hour.
Oh my!
Whoa!
Was this the same place we saw Valerian in Savoy?
No, this is the Champagne Theater.
Oh, okay.
I kind of want to go to Savoy after the whole experience with that, though.
Savoy's got a nice theater.
Yeah, and a real IMAX.
And they have those. Do they still have those like rumble chairs or whatever with
the D? Was it D box?
Yeah, whatever.
I've never gone to a theater with one of those, but someone told me it's like someone kicking the back of your seat the whole time. So
that sounds awesome.
Right?
Sweet. Innovation.
Sign me up. I'll pay an extra $5 for that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've had those on airplanes before.
The D-box seats.
Yeah. Is it an extra $5 just to go to that movie in general because you're in a D-box theater, or is it like if you want to activate the D-box for your seat, we can do that?
I think you can turn it off, but I don't think they charge you less if you don't use it.
Yeah, I think isn't it like most of the theaters normal seats, and there's like 3 or 4 rows of those, and that's it, or something.
Oh,
like
that could be. I said,
you
I've
pay
never
the extra money for that premium seat to get your back of your seat kicked the whole time.
I like the theaters that have like the stadium style seating. It's not like the gradual incline. It's like a wall of seats basically.
Ah.
That's nice because then if someone sits in the row directly in front of you, you can, like me being short, if someone sits in the row in front of me, I have to like sit up really straight to see over their head.
Lower back workout the entire time. Oh, it's starting to hurt.
Yeah, I do love that it's starting to become more common of a thing to have comfortable seats in theaters.
Oh, gosh.
So it was years and years. Seats just sucked.
Mm-hmm.
They were awful.
When you were a kid, did you ever sit in them and they would like fold up when you're sitting in them?
Yep.
You just sit there with them folded up.
Oh, yeah. I'd sink down in there.
Sit on the top edge of it.
No, you'd like sit on it and then it would
fold
fold up.
Yeah.
Your butt would be where it's supposed to be. Like everything's where it's supposed to be on the seat. It's just instead of seat being like,
yeah,
it's up.
You're like legs up and you just sink your butt down in the crease.
Kind of miss that. It's kind of comfortable.
I bet you could still, well, I don't know. You could try.
I doubt it would work now.
You think you'd fit in a seat crease? No, I think that's more of a 6-year-old thing.
There's a really cool like historic theater, And I love going to it, but it's got the old style seats, and if you're sitting to watch a full length movie in those, it's not comfortable. I'm spoiled by like those giant recliners with the armrest cup holders, and
I love them. Whenever you guys were little, what's the first movie you remember seeing in the theater?
Oh man, I saw the first Tim Burton Batman. I remember that.
How old were you?
What was that? 89?
Yeah, it had to be.
So I was like 5.
You saw that was dark.
I know.
For a 5-year-old.
My mom covered my eyes in lots of books. So like when the what was it, the girl wears like the makeup that melts her face or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Totally saw that through my mom's fingers.
That's awesome. Like I don't remember what the first one was. I mean, I remember I saw Ninja Turtles 3 in theaters. I remember I saw Toy Story at the first one at Mattoon, and it was like the first show they had there or something like that. And then let's see, what was some of the other ones? I remember Prancer. Remember that one?
Yeah.
With Sam Elliott?
No.
I never saw it, but I remember.
It was awful.
Is that why I've never heard of it?
Probably a good thing you don't remember.
Yeah. Was he like a bad guy? Seems like he plays that part a lot.
No, it was really slow, and like Prancer got lost from Santa's sleigh, and this cowboy found him and like took care of him until Santa came back for him.
Huh.
And that's pretty much it.
You just ruined the movie for me.
I'm glad.
Boo! Sounds like a winner.
I just don't remember what I remember seeing Aladdin in Mattoon in the old theater. Remember the old one that was across from the Time? Had like 3 screens or something.
Like the downtown thing?
Mm-hmm.
Is that where
I don't remember that.
The Apostolic Church has their? Didn't they buy that theater?
They might have. I think the bank bought it. I think First Mid bought it because they bulldozed it. It was on that corner. You know where the Sears like little outlet store thing is there, like the mail order store.
I haven't been downtown there for a bit.
We try not to go to Mattoon because it's yucky.
That's funny.
Worked there for 8 years. Can confirm.
Well, you know the block that costume store used to be on.
Yeah.
And like they had that, like you go down, you go past the music store, you go past that little department store, and then there's that corner where that department store was. It was on that. I gotta think which direction I'm going. The southeast corner on that one.
Okay. Yeah, I know they've been bulldozing a lot of historic buildings there.
I think a lot of those historic buildings are in such bad shape. I don't know if they're repairable.
Yeah. Oh, do you know if they're gonna rebuild the jewelry store that caught fire?
I have no idea.
When was that?
That was what, maybe a few months ago.
Years ago.
No, it just happened this year.
There's still jewelry stores.
Is it pawn shop?
No, it's Shores. It's a pretty big one. I think it's like 2 or 3 floor building.
Whoa. And it burnt.
I think it was apartments in the top, and yeah, the top was where the fire started, and
where they were cooking the meth.
I mean, it is Mattoon.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. That's Mattoon.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, as I say, a lot of what I'm liking around the area is there's a lot of the small towns that are kind of revamping their downtowns. Like Shelbyville's doing a little bit of that.
Yeah, they'd do more if they had the money, but yeah, there's a lot of those downtown buildings that are in pretty bad shape. Roofs leaking really bad.
But no one took care of any of those buildings. They were always just junk buildings. Like they used to be nice, and then they were cheap, and then no one cared. Now everyone's like, "Oh, we need a bulldozer." No, they're historic. It's like, well, then take care of them.
Same thing with the Chautauqua building there in the park.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's historic. We have to save it. Okay, where do you propose we get the $500,000 it takes to make it functional again? Or it's probably more like $1 million.
Well,
That's a big building.
The sad thing about that one is it's like the last one or one of the last ones left of those buildings. The Chautauqua. Do you know anything about those Chautauqua buildings? They're like giant wooden tents, basically.
Yeah. There's a possibility it's going to be taken down.
It's a big debate. Basically, it's going to take a lot of money to fix it up because people have not kept up on it at all. I mean, it's broken windows, it's rotten wood, it's all the siding needs replaced on the outside. The wiring is trash. I mean, it needs worked over from the ground up.
Yeah.
Super expensive. Everybody's screaming, that's a historic building. How dare you even consider tearing it down? And then nobody really pays any mind to, well, if we don't want to tear it down, it's unsafe right now. Somebody's going to die if they break into there and horse around. So if it's going to stay, it's going to need to be fixed up. Where are we going to get the money to do that?
Yeah, no one's putting the money out there.
Yeah. So the people that are fighting to save it but have no clue how they're going to pay for it, they're just taking the Bernie Sanders route on that deal.
Make the city pay for it.
How are we going to pay for it? I don't know. Somebody else will.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did we go to an event there?
Probably.
Like I feel like Amy and Jacob had.
I think they did have like a birthday party there or something.
Mm-hmm.
I forget.
Yeah, they used to actually do stuff there, but it's so unsafe now. Nobody's stepped foot in it for quite a while, have they?
I don't know. I don't know much about it anymore. I know we did a trunk or treat with the Assembly's Church when I was still going there, and like it was supposed to be like the trick or treat alternative, and the whole thing's dirt floor, and so like by the end of the night, you know, all the kids are walking around in there getting their candy, and the next day you're like sitting there blowing your nose, and it's just pure mud.
Okay, real quick. What is the reasoning for a trick or treat alternative?
Because it's Devil's Holiday. You don't want them out there getting razor apples and poison Tootsie Rolls from witches and warlocks.
What?
The druids will probably sacrifice them to Baal or something.
Was that seriously like?
Pretty much.
I mean, that's not funny.
I thought part of it was to give like kids a daytime alternative.
No, this was at night.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
At night? At the witching hour?
Yeah.
Night's the devil's time.
It's funny because it's basically like, we're going to give you candy and tracks.
Ooh. Now there you go.
Yeah, it was I don't know, that's something I never did get. Like, I knew a lot of people that were like super anti-Halloween. Like, that's worshiping the devil's birthday.
So I will say this: when I was growing up, I was not able to be lots of things for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I couldn't be anything supernatural. So
that's New Age.
like vampires were out.
Well, yeah, blood.
You can't be devil or like Michael Jordan. I mean, nothing's supernatural. So
whoa.
Yeah. So
I was Davy Crockett one year. I had a coonskin cap.
Was it real?
Just made out of a cat.
No. It was actually all tan. No varying colors at all. But it looked right. I think my mom made it. I think my mom made the whole thing. I had like
what
the fray things.
Fringe.
The fringe, that's it.
What's the worst Halloween costume you can think of that you went as?
I never went as anything because my parents wouldn't let me trick or treat.
Sin.
Pretty much. We'd watch movies and turn the lights off and put stuff over the window so no one could see in and stuff. So then no one would come to our house and try to get candy.
There you
Do you remember what movies you watched? Were they like Bible movies?
Probably. I don't know. But yeah, I remember.
I feel like our parents would have got along.
Probably. We had. I didn't get to dress up when I went to the academy because they had like the little kids in grade school got to do like the costume parade type thing where you just like all the parents come and then you like walk around the gym in your costumes
for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Sin.
Yep. I just remember I wanted to be a scientist, so Dad got me a lab. Dad was working at the hospital, and so he got me a lab coat, and then he used like their badge printer and printed me a badge that like had my picture on it and had my name and
Nice.
stuff. But then he was reading Jurassic Park at the same time, so it was like Anatech.
Awesome.
So I made dinosaurs.
That sounds like a really good costume, but
That was fun, yeah.
yeah,
The worst costume?
yeah.
Well, since you didn't do a whole lot. For me, my worst costume, I don't know. It probably would have been the Davy Crockett thing because it looked really homemade. But I mean, I was young enough I didn't care. Because the only other costume I really remember is a pirate.
That's
Pretty broad. But then my brother and I also went as Mario and Luigi one year. No, wait. I think I was one of them. And I think Tom was Toad. Because, he was all about Toad. And my mom made the costumes again. And she made this big, like, poofy toadstool-looking hat that he wore. And it was white and had the red circles on it. It's pretty well done. And it had kind of like the little Aladdin-looking outfit that went along with it.
Mm-hmm.
It was not too bad. But you seem like you may have a bad costume story.
Oh, there's a couple that come to mind. Like,
spill it, sister.
All of them.
In what was it, like 5th or 6th grade? I don't know if I just didn't have an idea or my mom decided for me, but I think we just happened to have a tennis racket, and so I therefore went as a tennis player for Halloween that year. Like, I don't know. It was pretty uninspired. I had like sweatbands on my wrists or something and carried a tennis racket around.
That's funny.
Awesome.
Evan, his was we screwed up on his this last year. I forget what he wanted to go as, but we couldn't get it done. And so then we're like, well, what's plan B? And he was like, fisherman. I was like, well, that's easy. So I got him a bucket hat and like a vest and then put some lures on it and gave him a fishing pole. He walked around with that all night.
Yeah.
The best one, though, I made for him, the first one, he wanted to be a train engine. Now, he's not a Thomas. I mean, he likes Thomas the Tank Engine, but it wasn't because of Thomas. He just wanted to be a train. He liked trains. And he wanted to be a blue train. And so I got...
With a face on the front.
No face. And so I got, like, boxes. I made, like, the train. And then I got, like, the vents for water heaters. Like, they got it's like almost like a funnel, but it's got those, like, right angle or 45-degree angle, like, bendy things. And it's like...
Oh, yeah.
I used one of those for the pipe. I spray painted everything, made it look real good. And then I put my headlamp for camping. I put it on the front so he had a light. And he was just walking around that. He was like,
practical
awesome.
too.
I'm a train.
Yeah, it was awesome. I have to find a picture of it sometime, but
that's elaborate. I never did anything that elaborate for my kids. Like they'd pick out costumes and whatnot, but I think Max wound up being Batman for a couple years in a row, just because it's
go with the classics.
Yeah, the Batman costumes they have now are pretty sweet, but their last year, Nicole was really wanting him to be the Joker because he'd be an awesome little, like, demented gentleman-looking Joker.
So which iteration of the Joker? Like,
it would be like the Dark Knight Joker.
Yeah. Ledger, yeah.
Yeah. And I found a costume for the Joker that would fit him, and he's like, yeah, I want to get this. And then, I don't know, she picked up on some kind of vibe. Was like, and she says, Max, do you really want to be the Joker, or are you just doing it to make me happy? And he said, I'm just doing it because I know it'd make you happy.
You're like, well, now you can't be the Joker.
Yeah, she's like, well, I want you to be what you want to be. My opinion is just my opinion. You're entitled to pick what you want to be. He's like, okay. And, he figured it all out. But we're just kind of like, oh.
Should be like.
Do you remember what he ended up going as?
What the heck was it? I don't remember.
This is the Jack Nicholson Joker.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't want to be that Joker. I want to be the other Joker. Yeah, I forget what it was he wanted to do. Knowing him, it was something Minecraft or Fortnite related. Either way, it was kind of like, aw.
So you
I don't want him to be a people pleaser where it's like, I'll do what you want. Just like, stand up for yourself. Come
tell
on.
me no. Come on, learn it.
Yeah. I understand you want me to be the Joker, but that's not what I want. But kids can't always articulate that very clearly. So
you should tell him he could be a turd.
Hey, you want to be poop this year?
He'd be all over that one.
They've got plenty of costumes for it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure they got poop emoji costumes out the wazoo.
That would have been good for the photo shoot today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been.
So we've only got, 3 months till Halloween, which means Jacob and Amy are probably starting to plan their party.
Yeah. You usually have a pretty elaborate costumes for those.
Yeah, in the past I've tried to go all out. There were a couple years where I was like, eh.
What was the one where you like ended up throwing up and you were dressed up like a
I was a
zombie.
Yeah, zombie King Louis the 16th. And
no one got it right.
Everyone was calling me Yeah, they were calling me George Washington.
Oh. Nice.
But
I mean, it was similar time frame in history. So.
Good try, guys.
I had a bottle of wine, and not like a regular size bottle. This is like, this thing was the size of 2 regular bottles.
It was like this gigantic Riesling.
That's a jug.
That's what I had to drink the whole night. And turns out you can't drink 2 bottles of wine by yourself without some bad things happening.
I remember I had to go out and find your camera, and then I had to fix it.
That's right. I still have that camera.
You're like, I can't find my camera. I go out, and I was like, well, he's thrown up over here. So he probably had it. And I found it, and it was like all crammed full of dirt. And I'm like, well, give me some Q-tips.
Yeah.
Oh, bummer.
Nursed it back to health. That was a good year.
Is that the very same camera you used today?
No, different camera.
Oh.
You went as a Mayan guy one year, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
A Mayan guy?
Yeah, like a...
How scantily clad were you?
Fairly.
Pretty, yeah.
Had some skin?
See if I can pull up some photos from that.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're gonna see his nubblies.
Uh-oh. The nerps?
Yeah.
I got a couple awards that year, if I remember.
Awards?
Yeah, they gave out like best costume and sexiest, I think was the other one.
Yeah.
Hey-o. There you go. I can't remember. I don't think I've gone to many Halloween things as an adult. The last one I went to, I think I wore a skin-tight spandex red Power Ranger costume.
I'm going to go as the Green Man from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah. It was that kind of suit, only with Power Ranger design on it. It was horrendously embarrassing, but I had no shame. I was like, nah. Comedic value. Way up there.
Remember the time, I think it was Levi Best, he wore like a kid's costume, and it was like maybe down to his knees and maybe down to his elbows, and definitely like cutting off circulation tight.
Whoa.
Was that the football player?
I think so.
I remember.
Yeah, I know you remember. Seth enjoyed that costume.
What does that mean?
What is the deal?
What, did you eat beans tonight or something? Oh.
Would you eat beans with George Wendt? Would you watch a movie with George Wendt eating beans? Would you like to take a survey?
Dude, you had a lot of beans in this house today.
Yeah.
I think the photos Amy took were better, but you get a general idea.
Whoa. I see your pink and sloppies.
It's an awful name for nipples.
I know. That does look like it was a pretty well done costume, though.
Yeah, I went to there's a costume shop. Oh, here, that's yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yep.
It was cold that year.
Not bad at all.
I think I was pretty good with a few drinks.
Yeah. Them spirits will warm you right up.
Well, got to warm up somehow when you don't have much shirt upon your person.
When your nurples are out.
Admittedly, that costume wouldn't have looked right with a shirt under it.
Wearing a Carhartt shirt.
Yeah. Can I like put all this on over like a flannel?
Yeah.
Be fine?
Wear like a white tank top.
Yeah.
I'm the Mattoon Samoan.
I didn't know the Mayans lived in Mattoon.
There you go.
Oh, man. Man, we hit 2 hours.
Bing, bang, boom.
Wow.
It goes fast.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
Time flies. Well, shall we wrap her up?
I suppose we can.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
It's time for everyone to go to bed.
Here's your outro music.
I gotta poop again.
Oh.
You got some good ones you hadn't heard on here yet.
Well, thanks, guys, for having me.
Oh, yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Thanks for being our first, actual guest.
Yeah.
Thanks, Seth. Carpenter. Bloody nails.
Oh, no, I can't push no more.
I heard one little...
It was like...
Oh. Yeah, when the farts are a single pop, you're like, uh-oh. Stuff's wound tight in there.
Yeah.
You don't want to push too hard.
It's beeping, but it ain't first in line.
And on that note.
All right.
There you go. Until next time.
All right, bye.
Bye.
When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. When you're on the pot, give it all you got. On your on, you're hot. On your on, you're
Sometimes.
on.
Yeah.
Give it all you got.
You do these once a month?
On a pee.
Oh, wow.
It burns on a poop when I push real hard. Things don't go
So it's
that
been
well.
about 2.5 months since you
It stains on a
started?
pee.